For 100 years, drug companies around the world have done the same thing. They spend about 12 to 15 years and around $2.6 billion to make one new drug. And 9 out of 10 times, that drug fails. That is how almost every medicine you have ever taken got made. Western drug companies came up with this system. They paid for it, they told everyone it was the only safe way to do things. Then a small company in Hong Kong walked in and did it in 46 days. Not months, not weeks, days. The disease they went after kills 40,000 Americans every year. Nobody had ever found a cure. But their AI found a target that no human scientist had ever thought of. It built a brand new molecule from nothing. It picked the drug candidate all on its own. By the time Western drug companies realized what happened, Chinese AI companies were already moving on to the next 5 drugs. And here is the part that really changes everything. Those same Western companies that spent $2.6 billion per drug are now paying China billions to use the drugs that Chinese AI found. If you like videos like this, please hit the like button because these videos take a lot of work to put together. And subscribe so you do not miss the next one. What you are about to see is not just about one company or one drug. It is about how the whole world makes medicine. And the country that built the new tools is already way ahead of everyone else. The old way of making drugs. Before we talk about what China built, let us look at how everyone else has been doing it. The old system was not just slow, it was built to be slow. And for a long time, people thought that was the only safe way. Here is what happens when a drug company wants to make a new medicine. First, a group of scientists looks for a target in the body. This target is usually a protein or an enzyme that is causing a disease. Think of it like finding the broken part in a machine. Once you find the broken part, you need something to fix it. That something is a chemical compound. The compound has to fit the target just right. It has to either stop the harm or make the part work again. But finding the right compound is really hard. Scientists test hundreds of thousands of chemicals. They check them one by one to see if any do what they want. Just this testing part takes 2 to 3 years. Most chemicals do nothing useful. A few look like they might work. Even fewer make it past the first round. After the testing, the drug goes to animal studies. Scientists give it to mice and rats to see if it is safe. They also check if it does what they think it should. That takes another 1 to 2 years. If the animals do well, the drug moves to phase 1 human trials. A small group of healthy people take it to check if it is safe. Then phase 2 happens. Patients who actually have the disease take the drug to see if it helps. Then phase 3. This can include thousands of patients at many hospitals in many countries. All of this proves the drug is safe and works well enough to sell. After all that, the company sends everything to the government. The government looks it over. They ask questions. They might ask for more tests. And finally, if everything passes, the drug reaches patients. From start to finish, the whole thing takes 12 to 15 years. The cost is about $2.6 billion, and about 90% of drugs that start this process never make it. 9 out of 10 fail. They fail because they are not safe, or they do not work, or something happens that nobody saw coming. This system gave us most of the medicines we use today. Antibiotics, cancer treatments, vaccines that saved millions of lives, but it was also very wasteful. Think about it this way. What if you tried to build 10 cars and 9 of them broke before you could drive them, and each one took 15 years and $2.6 billion to build? You would ask if there was a better way. That is exactly what one company in Hong Kong started asking in 2019. What if a machine could do all the hard work instead of humans? What if a computer could figure out which chemical would work? What if instead of months in a lab, and AI could look through millions of options in days. These were not just daydreams. The company that asked these questions had been thinking about them since 2014, and what they built between 2019 and 2021 would make the whole drug world stop and pay attention. To understand how they pulled it off, you need to know who they are and what they made. A company in Hong Kong changed everything. The company is called Insilico Medicine. They started in 2014 and work out of Hong Kong and Shanghai. Their name is a science joke. Scientists use different words for how they run tests. In vivo means testing in living creatures. In vitro means testing in glass dishes. In silico means testing on computers, because computer chips are made of silicon. That is what this company does. They wanted to find new drugs using computers and AI instead of labs and test tubes. Between 2019 and 2021, they made history. For the first time ever, a drug was completely designed by AI. The AI found the target. The AI created the molecule. The AI picked the drug candidate. People did not spend months reading old research papers. Labs did not spend years testing thousands of chemicals. The computer did all of it. The disease they chose to fight is called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Most people call it IPF for short. It is a lung disease that gets worse over time. The tissue inside the lungs gets thick and hard. Imagine a soft, squishy sponge. When it is healthy, air moves through it easily. Now imagine that sponge turns stiff as a rock. That is what happens to lungs with IPF. The tissue gets so stiff that the lungs cannot expand and shrink the way they need to. Breathing gets harder every day. There is no cure. The drugs we have now can slow the disease down a bit, but they cannot stop it. Most people live only 3 to 5 years after they find out they have it. About 40,000 Americans die from it each year. If an old-school drug company wanted to make a new drug for IPF, here is what they would do. First, scientists would spend 12 to 18 months in a lab just looking for the right target. Then they would spend years testing chemicals to find one that works on that target. Then animals, then humans, then everything else. The whole thing would take more than 10 years. Insilico Medicine's AI system, called Pharma.AI, did something different. It found the target and designed the molecule at the same time. Think about that. It did not just find the broken part. It found the broken part and built the fix in one step. The AI found a protein called TNIK. This is a type of protein that plays a role in how lungs scar. No drug had ever been made to go after it. No human team had picked it as a good target for IPF. The AI found it by looking through huge amounts of data and seeing patterns that people could not spot. It was like having a detective who could read 1 million case files in seconds and find the one clue that everyone else missed. Then the AI did something even more amazing. It created a brand new molecule. Something that had never existed before. A compound made just to block that TNIK protein. It was like a locksmith who could design a completely new key just by looking at a lock they had never seen before. From the moment they started the AI search to the moment they had a drug ready for trials, it took 46 days. If people tried to do the same thing, it would have taken more than 10 years. That number is hard to wrap your head around. 46 days instead of more than 10 years. Less than 2 months instead of more than a decade. The AI did not just speed up the old process, it replaced it completely. But having a drug candidate is just the start. The big question is whether it actually works in real people. And that is where this story gets even more incredible. From computer screen to human trials. The drug started human testing in 2021. The first step is called Phase 1. A small group of healthy people take the drug to make sure it does not hurt them. The results came back great. The drug was safe. People could take it at different amounts without bad side effects. The AI had not only designed something that looked good on a screen, it made something that was safe in real human bodies. Then came Phase 2A. This is where things get serious. It was a double-blind study. That means the patients did not know if they were getting the real drug or a fake pill. The doctors did not know either. Nobody knew until the study was over. This is the best way to find out if a drug really works. The study happened at 21 hospitals across China. 71 patients joined. Some got a low amount, some got a medium amount, some got the highest amount, and some got the fake pill. The results were amazing. The patients who got the highest amount of the AI drug could breathe better. Their lung function went up by 98.4 milliliters. That number measures how much air you can push out of your lungs in one big breath. Going up almost 100 milliliters means their lungs were working better. They were breathing easier. The scarring in their lungs was not just slowing down, it was actually getting better. Meanwhile, the people who got the fake pill got worse. Their lung function dropped by 20.3 milliliters. That is normal for IPF patients who are not getting good treatment. Their lungs keep getting stiffer and worse over time. So think about that. The AI drug made lungs work almost 100 milliliters better. The fake pill made lungs 20 milliliters worse. That is a huge gap. This is a disease that doctors thought could not be stopped. And the AI drug was not just stopping it, it was turning it around. On June 3, 2025, these results came out in Nature Medicine. This is the top medical journal in the world. It has an impact factor of 58.7. Most good journals score around 20 or lower. A score of 58.7 means this journal is in a class of its own. The paper said this was the first time anyone had ever proven that an AI-discovered drug could actually work in human patients. Think about what that means. All of medicine, every drug ever found, every scientist who ever lived. And this was the first one where AI did the finding, and it actually worked in real people. This was not a small step forward. It was a completely new way of making medicine, and it worked on the very first try. The AI took 46 days to design this drug. A human team would have needed more than 10 years and over $2 billion to try the same thing. You could fund 20 of these AI drug programs for the cost of one traditional drug, and the AI version takes less than 2 months instead of more than 10 years. Those numbers do not just change the drug business, they flip it upside down. But Insilico Medicine is just one company. What makes this story so much bigger is what happened around them. China did not just build one AI drug company, they built a whole network of them. And they are moving so fast that Western drug companies simply cannot keep up. The ecosystem China built, while nobody was watching. While Insilico Medicine was showing that AI could find a drug from nothing, other Chinese companies were building different parts of the same machine. Let us look at one of them. X-Tal-Pi started in 2015. It was created by 3 physicists who studied at MIT, one of the top science schools in the United States. These were not business people. They were scientists who understood something very specific about how drugs work. When you make a new drug, you need to know how its molecules will stack together in 3D. Think of it like building with Lego blocks. The way the blocks fit together changes everything about what you can build. If you do not know how molecules arrange themselves, you cannot tell if the drug will work. You cannot tell if it will last. And you cannot tell if you can make enough of it. Figuring out how molecules stack is really hard. With regular methods, just one prediction needs the power of 1 million laptops working together. It takes up to 4 months for one single answer. X-Tal-Pi does it in days. Not months, days. That might sound like a small difference, but drug companies need to make thousands of these predictions. If each one takes 4 months, you are talking about decades of waiting. If each one takes a few days, you can finish the whole thing in weeks. This is why big drug companies came running. Pfizer, one of the biggest drug companies in the world, started working with Pi in 2018. Pfizer said the partnership completely changed how they do early drug testing. In June 2025, Pfizer made the deal even bigger so they could build a shared system together. Eli Lilly gave Pi $250 million in 2023. In 2024, they announced a partnership that could be worth up to $10 billion. Johnson & Johnson and Merck jumped in too. By 2025, almost 4 out of every 5 major drug companies on Earth were using Pi. Think about that number. 80% of the biggest drug companies in the world rely on one Chinese AI company. Pi's money coming in jumped 404% in just the first half of 2025 alone. This is not a company trying to catch up to the West. This is a company that Western drug companies cannot work without anymore. And the money keeps flowing. In the first 3 months of 2025, Chinese companies made up 32% of all biotech licensing deals around the world. Back in 2023, that number was only 21%. Over the last 5 years, Western drug companies have committed more than $150 billion to license drugs that came from Chinese AI. Drugs from China now make up about 40% of all drug licensing deals globally. Western companies did not do this because they had no other choice. They did it because the drugs are good, they come faster, and they cost a lot less. AstraZeneca signed a deal worth more than $5 billion with a Chinese company called CSPC in mid-2025 to get AI-discovered cancer drugs. Sanofi signed a $1.7 billion deal with a Beijing biotech called Helixin. The companies that created the old system are now paying billions for drugs made by the new system. But why is China so far ahead? The answer might surprise you. It is not about the technology at all. It is about something much more basic. The data advantage nobody can match. Here is something you might not expect. The big Western drug companies all have their own AI programs. Pfizer has one, Roche has one, AstraZeneca has one, Merck has one. They have smart people, they have big computers, they have tons of money. So why are they falling behind? The answer is not about who has better AI. The answer is about who has better data. AI is like a student. The more books you give it to study, the smarter it gets. If you give an AI a small amount of data, it will be okay. If you give it a huge amount of data, it becomes amazing. Drug discovery AI needs to learn from tons of information. Patient records, genetic codes, trial results, data about how molecules interact. The more it learns from, the better it does. China has the biggest patient database in the world. They have 1.4 billion people. The United States has about 335 million. Germany has about 84 million. France has about 68 million. Even if you added up every country in the European Union, they still would not have as many people as China. More people means more medical records, more genetic information, more trial participants, and more kinds of diseases for the AI to study. But it is not just about having more people. It is also about the rules. China has let its AI companies gather and use medical data in ways that Western countries do not allow. In the United States, there is a law called HIPAA. It puts strict limits on how patient data can be shared. In Europe, there is a law called GDPR. It is even stricter. These rules are there for good reasons. They keep people's private information safe. But they also make it very hard to put together the huge data sets that AI drug systems need to learn from. So Chinese AI companies train on more data, more kinds of data, and newer data. In the world of AI, the amount and quality of training data is not a small thing. It is the biggest thing. You can have the best program in the world, but if the other guy is training on 10 times more data, his AI will almost always beat yours. The money side makes this even more extreme. A Chinese AI company can find a drug candidate for between $2 million and $10 million. A Western drug company doing the same thing on their own spends between $500 million and $2 billion. That is not a small savings. That is a completely different world. You could find 100 drugs with Chinese AI for the price of one traditional drug. Western companies cannot fix this by hiring smarter people or buying bigger computers. The advantage is built into the size of the country, the rules about data, and the system that was set up to use both. Think about it this way. If you are running a race and your competitor has 4 times more people to practice with and fewer rules slowing them down, you are going to lose. It does not matter how fast you run. They have a head start you cannot make up just by trying harder. That is what Western drug companies are facing right now, and China is working hard to make sure this lead lasts a long time. What this means for the next decade of medicine. China has a 5-year plan that puts AI drug discovery at the top of the list. The government is pouring money into AI drug platforms that can keep building on this lead. The systems being set up right now are meant to keep this going for decades. The data networks, the rules, the training programs, all of it is built to last, not just for 1 or 2 drugs, but for a whole generation of new medicines. Insilico Medicine is not stopping with just the IPF drug. They have a second drug in the works for a bowel disease. It is already being tested in phase 2 trials with patients. The first person got the drug in 2025. They have a third drug that targets tumors. It is getting ready for its own trials. On top of that, they have signed deals with over 10 major drug companies. Add up all those deals, and the total comes to $4.6 billion as of March 2026. Pharma.AI has its own success story. They made an AI drug for a type of stomach cancer. They worked with another company called Signet Therapeutics. In 2025, this drug was nominated for the Prix Galien Award. People call this the Nobel Prize of the drug world. Pharma.AI was the only company from Asia on the list. It was only the 4th Chinese company ever to be nominated in the 50-year history of the award. Chinese AI drug companies pulled in billions of dollars in 2025. That money is going into more platforms, more AI models, and more drug discoveries. The speed is not slowing down. It is getting faster. So what does all this mean for the next 10 years? The medicines you will take in 2030 and 2035 are being created right now. Many of the best ones started their journey on computers in Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. Some will be sold by Western companies like Pfizer or AstraZeneca. Some will go straight to patients through Chinese companies that have their own worldwide networks. The people who take these drugs will not know where they came from. They will not care. They will take them because they work, because they got them faster than the old system could ever deliver, because a computer did in 46 days what people could not do in 10 years. This is not just about lungs or cancer or bowel disease. It is about every disease you can think of: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's. Every condition that has been stuck in the old 12-year, $2.6 billion pipeline could now have a faster path to patients. If the AI can find a drug for a deadly lung disease in 46 days, what else can it find? How many other diseases could see cures in our lifetime that the old system would not have reached for decades? Western drug companies are not just losing a race, they are watching a whole new way of making medicine happen, and they cannot keep up with the speed. That $150 billion in deals is not just money changing hands. It is the West saying that the future of medicine is being built somewhere else. Think about what happens when this speeds up even more. Right now, AI drug discovery is at the stage where the first airplane was. It works, it proved itself, but it is still early. The next versions will be faster, smarter, and cheaper. They will learn from even more data. They will find targets that nobody has ever thought of. They will design molecules that human minds could never come up with. Those old numbers, $2.6 billion and 12 years, did not mean the science was too hard. They meant the tools were too slow. Now there are better tools, and China built them before anyone else. If this video changed how you think about where medicine comes from, hit the like button now. It takes 1 second, and it really helps more people see this story. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what we cover next. The healthcare stories on this channel are some of the most important and least talked about of the whole decade. There are related videos on the screen if you want to keep watching. Here is a question for you. If AI can find a drug in 46 days that actually works in human trials, should the 12-year Western approval process be rebuilt from scratch? Or does that long process exist for reasons that AI cannot skip? Tell us in the comments.